Good morning, YouTube. It's Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead, and we're here on a Friday morning, although I guess what day it is doesn't matter as much lately now that we're all home on self-quarantine. But today it's a snowy day, if you can see outside. So we don't have much that we can do outside, but we're going to get busy here in the kitchen, starting with our food prep, and get on with our homeschool day. So I thought you could tag along with us in that today. We had a rough night here, me and this little guy, John. I woke up with pregnancy insomnia at about 3 in the morning and had a tough time getting back to bed. And just when I finally fell asleep, this guy decided to come crawl in bed with me and wake me up. Right, John? And so it was a rough night, but we're still feeling rested and ready to get on with our day. So tag along with us. Here's today's plan. We're going to have sourdough pancakes this morning. For lunch we'll have some cornbread, hard-boiled eggs, and some homemade jello. And then for dinner we're having stir-fry. And I tried to do as much of the prep work for those meals as I did last night. I've got my pancake batter in the fridge, and I hard-boiled my eggs last night and have everything prepped and ready to go. So today should go as smoothly as it can. Let's get started. Well, it's already been a morning. Gabe went out to do his chicken chores and found one of our teenage chicks. He thought it was dead and asked me to grab a bag for it. And when he went out, it's still breathing, but it looks like the cold snap last night. This chick just wasn't smart enough to go up into the hutch with the other ones, and it laid there and it's shivering and freezing. So I'm trying to warm it up right now with a hairdryer, and hopefully we can bring it back, but it's not looking so good. Okay, so while Gabe is nursing our little chick back to health, I'm going to get back to working on my pancakes. So this is my sourdough pancake mix. Last night I put 2 cups of starter, 4 cups of flour, a little bit of sugar, and 4 cups of cashew milk in here. And then today I'm going to add 4 eggs, half a cup of oil, and I put, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon of baking soda. And we'll mix this together and get these ready for the kids who are very hungry for breakfast. You hungry for pancakes? No. Yeah? It's gonna be a little bit. You gotta wait. For David out there, he's doing his chores. He's responsible for feeding the dogs in the morning and dealing with our tiny baby chicks that are in the garage. And then Gabriel does the big chickens and the teenager chicks. But I don't envy them today. I would not want to be outside in the cold right now. Okay, pancakes are all done. They're gonna go eat. And I'm gonna work on some other treats for today. I'm gonna make some jello, homemade jello for the kids. And I have these peaches. They were frozen peaches from last summer that were in the freezer, and I just figured I need to do something with them. So they've been cooking in the crock pot overnight, and I'm gonna turn them into something today too. Homemade jello is one of my kids' favorite treats. I just use pastured beef gelatin, and I buy this in bulk from Azure Standard. And then I use various juices that we have, and that's it. I don't even add sugar, so it's a healthy jello. We have some juice left over from some canned pears, I believe. And then I have 2 quarts of home canned Concord grape juice. So I just need to strain the grapes out of these. It looks like this is from 2017, so it's about time we use this up. I'm going to take 1 quart and I'm going to strain the juice on the stove, and I'm going to heat that quart up, and I'm going to take these other 2 juices and pour them directly into my pan that I'm going to use to make the jello. So I have a little over 2 quarts of juice. I have my quart and maybe a half of cold juice, and then I've got my quart of juice that's warming up here on the stove. So now I'm going to add my beef gelatin to the cold juice and stir it in. I use approximately 1/4 cup of gelatin per quart of juice. So I'm just going to sprinkle it in here. I do 2 scoops of this. Maybe a little more, just the extra protein can't hurt. And then really stir that in so that it dissolves into the cold juice. If you try to add this gelatin to your warm juice, it clumps and it doesn't dissolve very well. So it's much easier to just add it to your cold. And then once this gets near boiling, I will pour the hot juice on top of the cold mixture, mix it together, put it in the fridge, and then I'll have jello by lunchtime. So that'll be a nice treat for the kids. Okay, our jello mixture is ready to go in the fridge and set. And I've got a chicken that is being nursed back to life right here in my kitchen. Nothing strange about that, right? And then I've got my pot of cooked peaches. I think I'm going to turn these into peach sauce and either put them in the dehydrator or can it later on. So we're going to get to that. Gabe, you going to take your chicken friend here and keep an eye on him while I'm busy? That would be great. Kids are all done with their breakfast. They're going to all get dressed, brush their teeth, brush their hair, and start their morning chores. Right, guys? So Gracie's working on straining out our cooked peaches that we had in the crock pot. This was about 2 gallons of sliced peaches that still had the skins on. So she's running it through this old-fashioned food mill that I have. An elderly friend gave that to me, and it's one of my favorite kitchen tools. And so she's putting the peaches in the top and then pushing all of the juice and the pulp through the bottom. And then we'll take what's left over in this bowl, put it on the stove, and cook it down to hopefully thicken it up a little bit so we can either make fruit leather out of it or just eat it as peach sauce. The big boys are getting the little boys ready and watching them for us. And Elizabeth is going to work on folding our laundry and getting it put away. And I am going to build a fire because it is very cold outside today. I think the high is only supposed to be maybe 39. So we're going to need a fire today. Up the bottom. Okay, good job. Okay, and then finally before school I've got to get my cornbread in the oven for lunch. So for my dry ingredients I did 1/2 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, about a teaspoon of salt, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 1/2 cups of cornmeal, and mix that together. And then I've got 2 eggs and a cup of water I'm going to add to it. Put it in my pan here that's greased with lard, and I'm going to bake it at 425 for 20 to 25 minutes. And then this is what we'll have with lunch. Fire is nice and toasty, and the kids are all hard at work out here, getting stuff done. And then we have our patient is looking much better. Its eyes are open now. I think it's going to pull through, which is very exciting. I was really worried about it. So it's still kind of tired and sleepy, but it is opening its eyes. Did you guys get it to eat anything?
No. I was trying to get it to eat some of it.
So it hasn't eaten. It did drink a little bit, so that's good. But they're doing a very good job of taking care. This is multitasking right here. School and animal husbandry. Working on your cursive? Some puzzles going on over here. It's eating now. It's so exciting. I think it's gonna make it. So it's about 10 o'clock and we're all very excited because the baby chick is doing pretty well. It's eating now and drinking. Its eyes are open. I really think it's going to make it. But we'll probably keep it inside by the wood stove for the next couple hours, at least until the snow melts, and then reintroduce it back out to the hutch. I think the problem was that the stairway to the shelter in the hutch had fallen through the night, and two of the teenage chicks had gotten up in there and they were fine and had shelter and warmth, but the one had gotten stuck in the run area underneath overnight by itself, and it was literally on the verge of freezing to death when Gabe found it. I'm so happy that he found it when he did, because it had frost around its eye. Its feet looked like they were all red and beginning to get frostbite, and another hour out there, I don't think it would have made it. So we're very happy that we saved it, and the kids are out there playing with it, the ones that have finished up their school. The rest are still working on it. I'm stirring our peach sauce here. It's almost done. And I'm going to get our cornbread out. Let's see how hot that is. Let me see. Our cornbread here, we used blue corn, so that's a fun color. We'll have that for lunch with some homemade jelly and jam. And I'm going to start thinking about dinner a little bit so I don't have to worry about that after naps tonight. I think we're going to do a stir fry. So I need to go shopping in our freezers out in the garage and figure out what veggies I want to put in that stir fry. So I'll take you along with me to do that. I'm out in our garage. This is my garage. Adam has a big garage that's sort of his workshop, but this is the one by the house, and this is where we keep our deep freezers and all of our food stores. You might be a canning addict if you have this situation going on in your storage. Those are all unused jars. My mom's very thoughtful, and whenever she finds them on sale, she picks them up and gets them for me. So I am like great on canning jars. So this is also where the baby chicks are right now. These guys are what, a week and a half old, I think. So they're still living out here in their brooder. The first batch that we had done this season, that's one of the ones that's sick, or that we rescued this morning, is from that first batch, and they're about 6 weeks old. So I've got all of my poor tomato plants sitting in here. They can't go out today because we got this surprise snow. I'm so over the snow. Full disclosure, my garage is a wreck. Usually by the end of winter it always looks like this because I just bring things out and throw them in here. I mean, we've got chicken pluckers, old apple crates, beehive parts. All of the kids' shoes and clothes storage is back there. Extra chicken food. It's a disaster. These are their winter coats that I just packed up and haven't put away yet. So yeah, it's a disaster. But we have this commercial deep freezer where we keep most of our meat, and then the glass jars of items that I freeze. We've got an extra fridge back here, and then we've got another little deep freezer. And then in our kitchen we have another upright freezer and our fridge. So we have quite a bit of cold storage. Alright, I'm back from my grocery shopping. I got everything I'm going to need for my stir fry tonight. Got some frozen broccoli and peas. We've got peppers, green beans. These are the stems from kale. I saved those. I love those for stir fry. And we've got some frozen scallions. This all came from last year's garden. The peas and the broccoli are from Azure Standard because I wasn't able to preserve enough of that ourselves last year. But hi, Gracie. Okay, hold on just a minute. I'll get these back in the indoor freezer and we'll use these in our stir fry. For dinner, all I need to do to prep is get my rice soaking. You don't have to soak rice, but I just feel like it cooks a little quicker if I do. So I'm going to get that soaking, and then I'm pretty much done with my kitchen prep for the day. Now I can go play with the kids until it's time for lunch. I decided not to turn this peach sauce into fruit leather today. I just didn't have the energy to haul out the dehydrator trays and get it started. So we're just going to eat this peach sauce fresh, and anything we don't eat in the next couple days, I will stick in the freezer for later. I'm ready to go play with the kids and get out of the kitchen. I think I've spent enough time in here today. All right, and lunch is ready. Our jello turned out nicely. We got hard-boiled eggs, cornbread with a little home-canned grape jelly. They've got cashews and some olives. Everybody's gonna dig in. You guys can go ahead. Okay guys, I'm gonna sign off here. It's been a full, busy morning. The kids are all eating their lunch. Our chicken friend here is doing great. I think it's gonna pull through, so that's the highlight of the morning for us. We're very excited about that. And after lunch, I'm going to take a lovely nap, which after not getting much sleep last night is going to be wonderful. We hope you liked this video, and will subscribe, and we look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.